What did my parents teach me? Well, my dad taught me how to play the long game at hide and seek. 41 years it's been going and there's still no sign of him. To be honest though, I did stop looking ages ago, so we got the last laugh here. Anyway, sorry. No, only joking. It was just my mum. So what did my mum teach me? Sarcasm. Greatest gift you could ever give. My nana used to say to us, she'd say, sarcasm, lowest form of wit that is. And my mum would say, yeah, but it's still a form of wit though, isn't it? And she'd give me a wink and a nudge and we'd giggle away. Sharp tongue with mum, but in the best possible way. She was so likeable. She were pointed but funny. It were enough to let people know that she were up for a laugh, but she were a clever bugger and she couldn't be walked over. Oh no. Great advice. Sort of like, whistle while you work. You know, be light-hearted, playful even. People like to be around that, but get the job done. Sorry. I just realised that I said bugger a minute ago. My mouth runs away from me when I get nervous and I forget myself. Not that I get nervous often or that it would run anywhere worse than bugger, so there's nothing for you to worry about or anything. I just thought that I'd mention that I was aware that I'd said that and that I realised that it wasn't very good to say it. Anyway, in answer to your question, in all seriousness, my mum taught me everything. Everything I know. Well, virtually everything. She taught me how to work bloody hard. She taught me that the early bird catches the worm. And she caught a few Weasley worms out in her time, I can tell you that for nothing. Oh no. Being lazy, it sends you crazy, she used to say to me. Always achieve, and you'll always have something to be proud of and a story to tell. People like that, don't they? A story. Another reason she was so loved. 3 jobs she had, bringing us up as kiddies. 3! She used to clean the snooker hall in the morning and then come home and sew the lining into fur coats all day and then go singing in the pubs and clubs of a night. Voice of an angel. Where there is music, there's joy, she'd say to me. A song can take you back to a time and a place in an instant. Between all that, she'd get her tea on, clean the house and then make us pack lunches for the morning. We didn't get to see her as much as we'd like. But they used to let her bring on the half-used chalk from the snooker place and we had a board and we'd leave notes on for each other. You know, the kids to her and her to us. Ours would say things like, Ma'am, can we have fish fingers for tea? And hers would say profound things like, when life gives you lemons, do what you want with them. They're blinking lemons. She wasn't even Irish. No, she was. I was only joking. Sorry, I just wanted to say that I never agreed with the animal fur. She didn't either, but it needs must in those days. She did used to feed the wild foxes near her house, though, with chub and scraps as a way of making peace a little. More than one way to skin a cat, eh? Excuse the pun. Anyway, so, yeah, she always taught me to work really hard. Because it got you respect. She was well respected, was Mum. Never asked for a thing. Not help, not money. But she still managed to do nice things for others, and then the help and nice things would come back to her anyway. Sort of like karmic favours. She'd send a cake round to Beryl next door but one, and then the following week, Beryl might have a win on the bingo and treat us all to a day at the seaside and we'd eat chips and ice creams on the beach. But it all boiled down to family. Protecting those you love. Making sure we were all right. She'd been hurt, my mad. She'd been let down, and I believe it scared her. When you're young and carefree, you can be so brave because you've got nothing to lose. But when you've got these things in your life that you love so much it hurts. Well, that can be a bit frightening. And it can take the wind out of your sails. But I tell you what else it does. It makes you strong. Oh, does it make you strong? You want to see strength, you look at a woman doing right by her family with every fibre of her being. Every waking moment subconsciously for the love of them. What do you call it? Knee-jerk or reflexes? Well, it's just there as natural and normal as breathing. Your whole purpose, every move you make for their happiness, their safety. Instinct. That was the word I was looking for. It was just in her. And it's in me too. And so my point is, you see, the bit that's relevant to this is, well, when you're driven by that, you can only do right and good in everything you do, can't you? And that's why I'm here. I want to help people. I want to show I care, make people smile, give something back. I've been blessed in my life. I mean, Jesus Christ, I've had some ups and downs, but I'm grateful for what I've known and where I've got to. Sorry. I said Jesus Christ. I didn't mean to be blasphemous or anything. I just feel comfortable talking now. Anyway, what I mean is, I've got a lot to give. And I'll not be expecting chips on the beach in return. Bingo win or not. And I've got loads of experience now. I mean, not in an official capacity. I'm self-taught, but it is varied. Well, it started with dropping a bit of shopping round and a few TV dinners, and then to writing reminders on that chalkboard of appointments and what were happening that day, what tablets she'd taken, when she'd last eaten, who to trust. I'd leave a photo of myself on the fridge with the word daughter and my name written on it, in the hope that if she got forgetful, then she could look at it and remember me. Or if she were unsure of me when I turn up, then I could take her to it and prove who I was. But even after I moved in, though, and I was there around the clock, that photo still helped. We found ways to make things easier, less confusing, less painful. I'd leave clues all over the house. Joggers, we called them. Some poignant, some funny. Got to have a laugh, hadn't you? She'd written a cheeky poem for my brother when he turned 40. Naughty 40. She had a way with words. We'd sit and read that together, and she'd give me a wink and a nudge and we'd giggle. Still a performer, she was. The music was the best jogger, though. Whether it were a good day or a really tough day, the music would take her right back. Sera, Sera was my favourite. She looked a bit like Doris Day too. Beautiful blue eyes and curly blonde hair. Oh, I used to love hearing the stories from the past. The ones I remembered as a kiddie, but also the ones I'd never heard before from the days when she was gigging. My word, that woman lived a life. And she still had the voice of an angel and remembered every bloody word. Incredible. Is bloody okay to say? I don't even know if it's a swear word these days. It's a bit like crap, isn't it? That's another borderline one. Well, no offence meant either way. Practical experience goes without saying, of course. I did everything. Full 24-hour care, administering a medicine, personal care, end-of-life care. So now I've got all this experience and a lot of time on my hands, and so when I saw the position advertised, I just knew I had to get in touch. We're needed, aren't we? Care workers. And that's one thing I can do, and I can do well. It's care. I know I probably don't have the CV that the others do, or the professional history and stuff, but it just felt right that I should apply. Felt it in my gut. That's something else she taught me. When you know something's right, you have to go for it and just believe it can happen. You don't need to know how. That's just admin, technical. I've got people looking down on us sorting all that out. If it's right, if it's meant to be, then it will just work out all right in the end. Okay, Sera, Sera.